What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I'm going to get back into this beef with Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley, right? I think, first of all, Charles Barkley made a statement. I'm not sure. I forget what show he was on, but Charles Barkley was he was critical. He was criticizing Steve Kerr's coaching ability at with the U.S. Olympic team, right? And so he said that basically Steve Kerr wasn't using his bench right, and he should be able to find minutes for everybody on his bench. And Kendrick Perkins disagreed with Charles Barkley. Kendrick Perkins said that Charles Barkley's opinion on how Steve Kerr was coaching was asinine, right? So Charles Barkley responds to that by saying that Kendrick Perkins don't have any, he can't, he's not, don't have any room to talk because Kendrick Perkins only averaged 5 points a game during his NBA career. And in my opinion, whether you agree with Kendrick Perkins, whether Charles Barkley agreed with Kendrick Perkins' take or not, I thought that was kind of hypocritical of Charles Barkley to make that statement. And my reason for saying that is Charles Barkley played his entire NBA career without winning a championship ring, right? And every time Charles Barkley criticizes or is critical of somebody who has a championship ring, like take for instance Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, they throw that in his face, and they say, "Look, you are not qualified to talk about championship basketball players when you never won a championship." And Charles Barkley always disagreed with them. He was like, even though I never won a championship, I'm still entitled to my opinion. You know what I mean? I played basketball at a high level. So, I should be entitled to my opinion. So, if it's true for Charles Barkley, right, he's entitled to have an opinion because he played at a high level in the NBA, then why can't Kendrick Perkins, who played in the NBA, why can't Kendrick Perkins have an opinion himself? I would think that if anybody who was sensitive about telling somebody, another basketball player, like what they can comment on, I would think it would be Charles Barkley. I think it's hypocritical of Charles Barkley to on the one hand, it's okay for him to criticize or not even criticize, critique championship ball players, and then Kendrick Perkins can't comment on basketball at all because he never played at a high level. So Kendrick Perkins can't say anything about Charles Barkley because he only averaged 5 points a game. I just think, that's hypocritical. Charles Barkley, I don't agree with his take about how Steve Kerr was using his team, but on the other hand, I think that Kendrick Perkins is, he entitled to his opinion. I don't know if Charles Barkley was mad. He got pissed off because Kendrick Perkins said he called Charles Barkley's statement asinine. That might have been something that really pissed Charles Barkley off. But I just thought it was funny the way he said that Kendrick Perkins only had only averaged 5 points a game, and that's my take on it. But what I want to know from you all is like, do you think that Charles Barkley is right? Kendrick Perkins is not qualified because he on average 5 points a game, or do you think that Charles Barkley is being hypocritical, right? Where I stand on it. I think Charles Barkley is being hypocritical because if that's the case, then half the staff half the people who talk about basketball, whether they be at ESPN, FS1, or TNT, where he is, like a lot of those guys never even played professional basketball. You got Ernie, who was on the same show with him. He never played professional sports, but people enjoy his take on a matter, on the different sports and stuff, or situations in sports. You got Stephen A. Smith, you got Skip Bayless, who never played. Shannon Sharp never played professional. So, you got a lot of people who never played professional basketball who offer their input and their opinion. And so I think, if that's the case, none of those guys will be even qualified to speak on this. I don't agree with that line of thinking. I think that, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Now, some people may have more, they may have more insight, more knowledge, and more experience than because they played. But everybody entitled to their opinion. That's my take on it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to leave a comment below. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about Charles Barkley's take that Kendrick Perkins can't talk because he only scored 5 points a game. And with that being said, I will check you all out on the next video. Peace.